So now we are done with the search functionality. So now let us move on to the add functionality. The add functionality is appearing below the table. So let's add a JSX below the tables JSX. So below the tables div, let's add one more div, and let's give a class name of add container. Let's add a comment here which says add book. Let's add a comment about the search JSX as well, which we had added earlier. Let's get back to our add books JSX now. Observe that we have a dividing line over here, so let's add that, and then let's add our label add a new book. So I'll just add a HR tag over here, and there is a heading at the top which says add a new book. So let's add h3 tag here, and let's add the text add a new book. And below this label we have two text boxes, one for title and one for author, and then we have an add button beside them. So let's add them, title, author, and an add button. So I'm going to type input. Let's specify a ref for this. Let's specify title ref. The placeholder will be new title, and let's close the tag. Similarly for author, let's have a ref called author ref, and let's specify the placeholder as new author. Let's specify some space between the input fields and the button, and then let's write button, and the label is add. Let's create these refs, title ref and author ref. So let's scroll to the top of the page, and let's write const title ref is equal to use ref, and let's specify null as the initial value, and similarly let's specify const author ref equals use ref, and let's specify null as the initial value. So we have added our JSX. Let's look at the output once. Let's reload the page, and you can see that we have a dividing line here, and then below the dividing line we have our add a new book functionality. Now let us write code to make this button work. When this button is clicked, we want to get hold of the value within this text box here for title, and we also want to get hold of the value in this text box for author, and we want to send those values to the API so that a new book is created using these two values over here, and then we want to update this table over here so that the new book is shown over here also. So let's do that. So let's add an event handler for this add button now. So I'm going to type on click equals handle add. Now we have to implement this event handler handle add. So I'm going to type const handle add equals, let's make it an arrow function, and let's specify the curly braces for the function body. I'm going to collapse the code for the search div and the books div so that it's easier to get to our add book code now. We are using title ref and author ref over here, so we have to use these two refs over here, get hold of the values of those text boxes, and we have to make a post request to the path /books. We have seen previously that to create a new book, we need to do a post HTTP request to the /books path. So we can write api.post, and we can specify the URL as /books, and as the second parameter we can pass in an object where we specify the details of the new book record. So we have to specify title, and we can get hold of the new value of title using title ref. So let's type title ref dot current dot value, and we can get the new value of author from author ref. So let's use that. So I'm going to type author ref dot current dot value. So what we have typed here is we want a post call to be made to the path /books, and we are passing in an object with two keys, title and author. Once this finishes, we want to clear these two text boxes, and we also want to update this table. So we want some additional things to happen after this is done. So we'll have to use the await keyword over here, and since we have used await now, we have to specify this function as async. So let's type async over here as well. So now we have used await and async, and so now we can add code below this asynchronous statement over here. And what we want to do is we want to clear these two fields. Since they have refs, we can use them, title ref and author ref. So let's do that. So I'm going to type title ref dot current dot value equals, it says an empty string that will have the effect of clearing the text box. Let's do the same for author as well. Author ref dot current dot value equals, let's assign an empty string as well to clear it also. And we also want this table to be updated, and more specifically we want this table to be updated with the current books data. which should include the newly added book. So basically we want to update the table by doing a get for all books. And we already have a function for that. So let's use that. So I'm going to copy the function name, get books data and update state, and I'm going to call that over here. So we have written code to clear the new title and new author fields. And we are also updating the table by doing a get for all books. Let's see if this works. Let's go to the web page and check. I'm going to type title 3 and I'm going to type author 3 as the value, and I'm going to click on add. And as you can see, once I clicked add, these two text boxes got cleared and a new book record is being shown in the table over here. So we have completed our add functionality as well. The last piece of functionality we have to implement is the delete functionality.